Did you know back in 1996 how Singapore government will actually tax you 100% of capital gains if you sold your property within 1 year? And more interestingly, do you know that if you were to buy a new lot in 2009 after the Lehman Brothers crisis, you do not have to pay any mortgage payments until the completion of your property? Crazy how different things are today, right? In this video, I'm going to discuss the impact of the recent move in ABSD and more importantly, the two main impacts of these recent cooling measures. And of course, in the second part of this video, I'm also going to take you through Singapore's history of cooling measures that has been implemented since 1996. And I promise you'll be very shocked at how the measures, so be sure to stay to the end of this video. Hi guys, I'm Ronnie here, a realtor in sunny Singapore and part of JNA Real Estate Proud Next. So my team and I have sold over 1,688 homes in the last 2 years, and we have helped countless of investors in Singapore secure undervalued homes that have seen up to 100% return on equity in a very short time. So if you do have any real estate needs, you can contact me and my information down below. Now we are done here, let's head on to yet another episode of my e-newsletter. Let's go! Okay, by now you have heard about the recent announcement of the increase in the additional buyer's stamp duty for locals and foreigners, where locals who are buying a second property has now had to pay 20% instead of 70%, and for foreigners who are buying a property here, the additional buyer's stamp duty has increased from 30% all the way to 60%. So how does that really impact the market? So in the first part of this video, I'm going to talk about the impact of the new cooling measures, and for the local buyers and foreigners, and these are my thoughts. And first and foremost, let's talk about local buyers. If we were to analyze what our government really wants with these cooling measures, they only have one key agenda, and that's to dampen investment demand. Our government does not want too many people holding multiple properties, thus they are making it very difficult for investors. With the increased ABSD for locals owning multiple properties, I foresee very little impact on the resale market because of this report from the MAS. If we look at the blue line, the fourth quarter of 2012, the outstanding residential home mortgage was only 110 billion, and today it has increased by 60% to reach 175 billion, and that accounts for 79% of the housing loan in the market today. On the other hand, if we look at the properties that are non-owner occupied, the outstanding mortgage has stayed relatively flat from 45 billion in 2012 to 46 billion today. This clearly shows that the majority of demand is still for own stay properties rather than investment purchases. For those of you viewers who are wondering, how do they know whether the property is for owner occupancy or investment? They could actually retrieve the information from IRAS when the owner actually pays the property tax. So they either pay the owner occupied property tax or the non-owner occupied property tax. If 79% of outstanding home loans are taken for the purpose of owner-occupied properties, and it shows that out of 10 local buyers, only 2 is buying with ABSD, what are the impacts of the new cooling measures? Number 1, new launches demand will be affected. With the further increase of ABSD, the number may be reduced to 1 or 1.5 investors out of every 10 buyers. As property investors tend to gear towards new launches due to progressive payment and also the likelihood of capital appreciation, this measure will only affect the new launch market. Number 2, new launches in the core central region will be the hardest hit. In the CCR region, 11.4% of the buyers are foreigners as compared to only 4.2% in the RCR and 1.5% in the OCR. With the ABSD doubling for foreigners, the demand for new launches in the core central region will be deeply hit. In fact, on the ground, we have seen projects like the Atelier and One Pearl Bank starting to give discounts, and the developer of Newport Residences CDL is postponing the launch of the development to a later date altogether. I feel that these cooling measures will really lead to developers being more cautious about being overly optimistic in their bid for government land sales, and en-bloc demand may slow down even further, especially in the core central region. If you are looking to buy a new lot in the core central region, now's the time to look out for discounts. Number 3, while I do not see much of an impact in the majority of the residential resale market, the luxury residential market will take a hit. If we take a deeper look for properties above $10 million, foreigner makes up about 80.3% of all buyers in 2022, while PR makes up a further 15%. And this will definitely cause demand to slow down in the luxury segment as well. Therefore, if you have the intention to buy luxury properties in the near future, it might be a wise choice to wait out for the property market to correct in the next 6 months before buying into it. Or perhaps you would check out the auction properties for a good discount as well. So another question I get a lot is that should we actually buy landed properties now? So I managed to cover that in my previous video, so be sure to check that out. Now that we've covered the latest cooling measures, do you know there were 12 government measures before the April 2023 one? I'm going to give you a summary of these government measures in the next segment of this video. Let's go! Okay, so the first government intervention in our property market was all the way back in 1996, when our government actually taxed on capital gains to prevent flipping of properties. Unlike the current seller's stamp duty, where there will be a 12% tax if sold within 1 year, the government actually implemented a 100% capital gain tax if the property was sold within the first year, and 2/3 of it has to be taxed if it's sold within the second year, and 1/3 of it will be taxed if it's sold within the third year. Back in those days, the buyer's stamp duty is only needed to be paid upon the transfer of the title, which means on the completion day of the property. This led to many people flipping options just by putting in 1% option fee and then reassigning the option after. Do you know you made $50,000 to $100,000 just by flipping the OPP, and today you cannot do that at all? How times have changed. In 2009, after the Lehman Brothers property crisis, property prices in Singapore dropped 25% in just 1 year. So to revitalize the market, the Singapore government actually worked with developers to allow buyers to buy new launches and stop paying mortgages after the down payment of the new launch is paid. So this means that after paying 10% down payment and the stamp duty, buyers do not have to pay anything until TOP. What a dream, right? As a result, the market recovered in just 1 year. Thereafter, the government actually reinstated the seller's stamp duty, and the banks are now only able to loan 80% loan to value instead of 90% prior to the housing bubble. This shows that once the property market recovers, the government is very quick to do their job to make sure that the property market don't overheat. Property buyers with more than one housing loan are also required to pay 10% cash down payment instead of a typical 5% back then. The first round of additional buyer's stamp duty was introduced back in 2011, where foreigners and corporate entities buying residential property had to pay 10% of its purchase price compared to the 60% now, and Singaporeans buying their third properties would charge only 3% ABSD. For permanent residents, the 3% actually kick in only from their second property. Can you imagine, back then if you buy a property in Singapore as a permanent resident, you have no ABSD at all. Then in 2013, the total debt servicing ratio was introduced to prevent buyers from over-leveraging, and they are only allowed to use 60% of their income to finance their mortgages. A 3.5% interest rate less is also used to calculate their monthly mortgages that they can afford every single month. Not only that, in 2013, it's also the first time where buyers are charged 7% for their second property purchase, and for their third property purchase, it's raised from 3% all the way to 10%. And permanent residents now in 2013 have to automatically pay a 5% ABSD for their first property purchase and 10% for their second property. Foreign buyers are also charged an ABSD that increased all the way from 10% to 50% back in 2013. As a result, the year 2013 to 2016 were very quiet years on the property market. In fact, it actually led to more than 4,000 agents leaving the industry in the year of 2015. In 2017, the property market started picking up again as property prices increased by 9% in the next 2 years, and of course in July 2018, the ABSD for second property was increased again from 7% to 12%, and third property from 10% to 50%. And more importantly, the maximum loan that buyers are now able to take has been reduced from 80% all the way to 75% today for the first property, and the second property has been reduced from 50% to 45%. So despite these cooling measures, property prices were not very reactive, and property prices only dropped by 0.8% in the next 2 quarters after the cooling measures were announced, and the increase close to 8% overall, and a further 2.7% in 2019. And from 2020 onwards till today, property prices have increased close to 30%, and that's why our government has been actively putting in cooling measures in 2021, 2022, and also 2023. Example of such key measures include increasing the TDS house price less from 3.5% to 4%, increasing the ABSD for second property from 12% all the way to 20% today, and foreigner ABSD, as you know, increased from 20% back in 2018 to 60% today. And HDB loans have been reduced from 90% in 2021 to only 80% today. And more importantly, also implementing a 15-month wait-out period for private downgraders will lead us to where we are at the market today. Right now on the graph, you can see that transaction volume has been slowing down, and you can see that compared quarter to quarter, there's an 8% decrease in terms of the transaction volumes, but we are still seeing prices going up steadily at about 3% quarter to quarter increase. Alright, I hope this video has given you a brief summary of the historical cooling measures in the last 30 years in Singapore since the first one in 1996. While I do think the property market will be slightly quieter in the next few months, as a buyer, it is actually a good time to start looking out for opportunities in this market. If you do have any questions about identifying an undervalued development in this current climate, be it new law or resale, good news! I've created a framework that will actually teach you on how you can identify these units on your own. All you have to do is you just drop me a text or call my number below. If not, I sincerely hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you do, remember to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care and bye bye.